Are you ready? That's me. We're just waiting for the keynote to come up. It's inside me. It's inside you. But it's not inside the iPhone. It's inside me. It's always been inside me. Ever since I was little, I've had this virus, the I can virus. I'm infected. I am a carrier. But sometimes in life, you need to get reinfected, infected again. And that is exactly what happened to me when I saw Kiran Sethi's TED video about how she spread this idea from the Riverside School to 32,000 schools across India. I was sitting in my room 4 or 5 months ago, and I was kind of between dreams, you know that moment? You don't really know what to do next in your life. And I was flicking through TED videos, and I came upon Kiran Sethi's video. And my family had infected me with this virus when I was young, the I can virus. But when I saw Kiran speak, I felt the familiar symptoms rise up inside me. The excitement, the idea that actually I could do something. I became infected. Infected with the ICAN virus. And then I became contagious. So contagious that I contacted Kiran. I told her, I've got this network of 6,000 teachers on Facebook all over the world, but mostly in Asia. Can I spread the virus to them? Can I be contagious with them? Kiran was thrilled, and in fact, Kiran is watching right now, helping to spread the virus further. Contagious. The thing about the I can virus is that it's a contact virus. It's not spread through the air. It's spread by personal contact. I became highly contagious. I started spreading this virus all over Asia. From one country to another, talking to people about design for change, they immediately get the idea. They become infected. We've launched movements now in Taiwan, Taiwan, Indonesia, and several other countries, and now it's back to Japan. Spreading across this country as well, highly contagious. Infected. These are some of the people I have infected in the past several months. And you see some of the faces pop up again and again here. Do you know why? That's because they're super carriers. They're like any virus that goes on and on, they keep coming back to bug me. How can I do more? What can I do to spread this further? Well, all this got me thinking about my community. Who is my community? I teach at Chubu University in Aichi Prefecture. I live basically in the middle of nowhere. I used to think my community was my colleagues and the people around me. But then with Facebook and Twitter and other forms of social media, I started to see my community spread out around the world. Thousands of people on Facebook, on my teachers group. And then Twitter, all the people, and the people I've been meeting through the TED community as well. But finally, you know what? It all comes down to change happening, one person, one school, one community at a time. That's how change really happens. Just one person, one community, one school at a time. That's why I became a teacher. I teach at Chubu University, as I mentioned. I've been there for about 15 years. And I do that, I teach because I can touch people's lives. And I can see them changing through the process of our connection. I can infect them with a different kind of virus, the virus of believing in themselves. But over the years as a teacher, I've come to understand that teaching does not cause learning. I'm not there to fill people's heads full of knowledge. I'm there to light them on fire. Teaching does not cause learning. And you know what? You do not need to be teaching at a school to be a teacher. You don't need to be in a classroom to learn. Teaching and learning go hand in hand. Really, they're a partnership. And as Paulo Freire says, there is no teaching without learning. They go together. Learning. It's not a test score. It's not an outcome. It's not a degree from a university. It's a process of figuring something out for yourself. And as Frank Smith, an educator I've long admired from the United States, says, all learning pivots on who we think we are and who we see ourselves as capable of becoming. I'm a teacher. I'm in the dream business. And it's really all about activating people's dreams that are already inside them now. Not giving them a dream, but helping them to release the dream they have. Teaching, learning, it's not this. It's not an empty pail to fill up with something. It's not a light bulb to go off in someone's head, although sometimes that happens in a class. And you know it when it happens because you can see someone's eyes light up. But I didn't do that. I just provided some materials for that person so that their own light bulb starts to go off. And that's what Kiran Sethi did for me. It's a construction site. If you think about education or being a teacher, like being a movie producer, as my friend Nathan Strang says, I'm not making the movie. I'm just bringing in the equipment for people. Learning is, complete the sentence. Go ahead. In your brain, out loud. Learning is active. There you go. Active. It's an active process. It's making stuff. It's doing things. It's constructing stuff. Both inside yourself, because you're developing your soul and your heart when you're learning something. And outside in the world, changing something. Activating. Activating a virus that's inside you. Activating something that you've held true for a long time. And awakening a dream. A lot of people have a dream when they're little and they let it go. A teacher's job is to awaken that. And passion. Passion. Firing up people's passion. This is the Taiwan Design for Change team at their first awards ceremony. Look at the passion in those people's eyes. And drive. Giving people the ability to just do whatever they want, even if it's risky. And emotion. Education is really about emotion, isn't it? Sharing stories like Kiran's story of kindness and caring for each other. And meaning, giving people meaning. building relationships among people, and sharing experiences. Collaboration, working together. Autonomy, letting people do what they want. And critical thinking. I've long thought that critical thinking is very important, but until recently I realized I was wrong, completely wrong. Because critical thinking that does not result in real-world change and changes of behavior is just a classroom activity. And that's why Design for Change brings it all together. And now I want you to watch something incredible. A group of students in Bhutan who are infected, who've taken Kiran's message, who've taken the message of Design for Change and run with it. Watch this. I call this Critical Thinking 2.0. What bothers these kids? Litter, garbage, people throwing stuff around. It bugs them. Plastics. What are they going to do about it? What do you think? It irritates me too, really. Litter bothers them. They're going to take this to the world and make a change. Critical thinking, they're going to do the math. How many students at the school? This is education right here. 118,944 pieces of trash a year at this school. Reduce and refuse? How? They're going to give something up that they love. Chips. Just to reduce the amount of plastics. Say it. Plastics. It stays forever. They know that. Okay, how about this? We bring snacks only on Wednesdays.
Okay.
And how do we spread this virus? How can we do this? Make some posters, maybe? They're going to go out and do it. Taking it to the streets.
So we thought, like, what bothered us first? We felt
Garbage was bothering all of us, especially plastic.
plastic never comes apart. Now we thought about like making like posters, and we made a
These
new
kids are
book.
never going to forget this.
Chips on Wednesday.
Reduce, reuse, and refuse. Our new R is refuse. Offers you chips, you refuse to eat it. As in
Reduce,
because
refuse.
we're trying to decrease the amount of plastics.
And you should tell other people also to not impulsive.
And come up with a little song that you can sing. This is a virus too. It'll be stuck in your head later in the day.
If you want a chance, do it only on Wednesday. Let's reduce.
The school is now litter free. They made this change, and they're not going to forget it. And do you think it's going to stop there? I don't. These kids have become empowered, and they're going to change things for the rest of their lives. And that is what Design for Change is all about. So let me turn it back to you. What bothers you? And what are you going to do about it? I want you to feel the change. And what can you do? What can you do about it? You know, there's some kids down in Osaka doing something to clean up a river. There's kids in China making streets safer at night. And these kids in Bhutan cleaning up their schools. They're imagining the change. And go do it. Don't just sit here. Well, sit here for the rest of the day, but then go out and do it. Do the change. And share your story. Because just like these kids from Bhutan did, it's important to get your message out. Make a video, a keynote, a website, a blog, and upload it to the national and global Design for Change websites. Share the change. And continue. This is the most important thing. Continue the change. It's not a one-step process. It's sustainable. And once you're infected, once it's inside you, it doesn't stop. That's Design for Change. Feel, imagine, do, share, and continue. Why? To be the change. To be the change. I can, and I'm nobody special. I'm a teacher. I live in the middle of nowhere, Aichi Prefecture. And if I can get infected this highly and do it, so can you. Anybody can. And we must. We have to do this. Absolutely have to. We need to turn this cycle into a cycle of success by empowering people, by activating what's inside them. You can. We can. And we will. It's inside you. You're now infected. Do you feel it? Feel that feeling like you can do something? You can. Go out there. Get contagious. Thank you.